Welcome to the channel once again. So today I'm going to give the Saturn transit predictions for people who are born with Aquarius ascendant or moon sign. Saturn is going to transit to the sign of Aries on 2028 April, and it's going to stay there in the sign of Aries till 2013 February. So let's find out how this transit is going to influence people who are born with Aquarius ascendant or moon sign. Okay, so let's find out. For Aquarius ascendant or moon sign, Saturn will be transiting to their third house. Saturn was in their second house. Now Saturn will be transiting to their third house. And here Saturn is controlling the 12th and the first house and then going to the third house from the second house. So this is the planetary alignment for Aquarius people in this transit. So let's find out how this alignment will be influencing these people in their lives. So the main thing I have to say is, since Saturn is going to the third house of courage, efforts, hard work, all these things, and Saturn also represents these things. In this time period, you will start putting more hard work towards your goals. You will start becoming more workaholic, more disciplined in your lives. Okay, if you are a lazy person and you have planned many things and not able to execute it because of your laziness, in this transit you leave all your laziness behind and you start becoming more workaholic and hardworking in this transit. And in transits, main thing is the nakshatras, the constellations inside the zodiac signs. In Aries, it is Ashwini, Bharani, and Kritika constellations, and Saturn will be moving through all these constellations in this 2.5 period transit. Okay, so in the first few months, Saturn will be in the Ashwini nakshatra in the third house. So that means if there is any injuries, if there is any fractures or any operations needed in your hand or in surgeries needed in your hand, this will be the time period where you will be able to have that good, successful recovery, good, successful medical recovery. The things related to your hands, since third house represents hands, Saturn represents that beauty, discipline, and Ashwini Nakshatra represents that medical things. If Saturn is happy in your life and Saturn wants to help you, a good recovery of hand related things, any issues in your hand related things you have will be having, will be turning to a positive miracle. Not only hand related things, Saturn here is also controlling the ascendant, which is your entire body. So in this time period, you will be putting more efforts to fix your health issues and you will be leading a better healthy lifestyle. If there is any health issues that you need to heal and you are not able to heal because of the expenses and all, in this time period you will be able to fix it. Okay, and here Saturn is also controlling the 12th house of unknown disease and going to the third house of Ashwini Nakshatra. So if there is any issues in your life, issues in your body that you are not able to find out what's wrong with me, why I am always tired, even doctors are not able to find it. So if there is any health issues like that, in this time period we will be fighting it and fixing it. Okay, so health related wise, the best time period. Okay, and like I always tell in every video, Saturn have to be happy in your life. Saturn have to be happy in your life to get the blessings of the Saturn. And to make Saturn happy, you have to be a person in a way that follows the rules and regulations of the Saturn. Saturn represents duty, discipline, hard work, following all the rules and regulations, respecting employees, respecting servants, being honest, being good to the people, being good in social life. So that's the energy of Saturn. So if you're a person like this, then Saturn will be happy in your lives and it will be giving the positive results stated. Otherwise, the exact opposite can happen. So to avoid that, you have to be in a way that Saturn likes by following the things I just said. Okay, and mainly the best dharma you can do to make Saturn happy is, since Saturn start its transit in Ashwini Nakshatra, be a medical supporter to people, to poor people or people in need, like buying medicines, paying medical bills, or being a bystander. In any way you can give that medical support to the people in need and get the blessings of Saturn in this transit. Okay, and the other things we can say in this alignment is the Saturn represents that beauty, discipline, and hard work, right? And third house represents your younger siblings, your students. This is the main significations of the third house. So you'll be bringing more discipline and structure to these people in your lives, to your younger siblings or your students. If you're a teacher or professor watching this video and you have students, you will be putting more discipline and little pressure to your students for for their betterment only. Okay, but I recommend to keep it in a slight way, even if situation may come, you are now forced to be like that. And towards the end months of this transit, when Saturn will be in the third house in Kritika Nakshatra, what happens is the bad habits that you have will be cut off. Whatever bad habits you have, you'll be putting more efforts to cut off these things, cut off these bad habits, or you are forced to, since Saturn is the disciplined guru with the stick, you will be forced to cut off all the bad habits that you have. So to avoid that criticizement from other people, you can understand this and stop the bad habits now itself. So you don't need to stop it by getting the criticized of someone. Okay. So you know this now itself, you'll be thanking me later. Okay. And the other thing is, if you have students, your students start becoming more questioning in these times. So if there is any mistake on your side that you think, you have to stop it. Otherwise, you can get criticized for little or some things. Okay. So this mainly happens if Saturn is not happy in your life. If you if you follow the rules of Saturn in a very little way, then Saturn will not be happy in your lives. And you can also be the medical supporter in people's life and become more dharmic, then Saturn will be happy. So the criticizement you might get will get reduced or will not happen. Okay. So in either way, it's better to stop if there is any bad things that you think that is happening. Okay. I'm not saying you are a person like that. I'm just giving you one if there is any. Okay. And good time period for long distance travels, trips, business trips, good time period for these things. Okay, we'll be making the most out of your time in this time period. And the other thing is, Saturn here is controlling the 12th house and then going to the Ashwini Nakshatra by traveling 4 hours away. Okay, and the other thing is, it will be transiting the Bharani and Kritika constellation. So, good time period for house related renovations. If there is any renovations or anything that will be fixed in the homeland, it can be interior thing or the routines or the relationship, ego reasons, all these things fixing and needing living a better lifestyle with the family members and the home chances are pretty good in this transit. For that, the main thing is Saturn have to be happy in your life, or the exact opposite can happen in this transit. Okay, so that's the predictions from my side. Subscribe to this site for more interesting astrology contents. So keep in touch. Bye.